And hello there, everybody. Good evening and welcome to Total Party Recap, TPK Roleplay's content recap and talk show. My name is Sir Heckalot, you know, and I'm one of 3 hosts for this show. Tonight's show is going to be a little bit different. We don't have Tyrant. I was thinking about shaving my head for the bit, but that might have been too far, so I didn't do that.
We don't know where he is. If anyone knows, yeah.
That's very fair. But still joining Turk and I are our 2 guests, MeggMysteria and ProperNerdy. So all of our first-time viewers and listeners, let's just go around and introduce ourselves real quick. Let's just start with Turk.
It is the place to start. All right, hello. I am Turk. It's weird. I'm sorry, Heck. It's hitting me weird that Tyrant isn't doing this. I mean, he messaged us today that he'd be here, and he was really excited because we had all these amazing shows this week, and I mean, there's just like, it's just odd. I'm not saying that you've done a bad job, but one second. I have a message coming in on my screen. Can I play that? It looks like it's from Tyrant. He's starting.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Why not?
Okay. Let's.
Oh, Tyrant had to go. He crossed me, don't you know? I captured him, I'll always win, suffer in sorrow. Oh, I've given Heck my terms. Perhaps now you've learned. Say I'm the best or Turk is next, then Doc will be returned. Oh!
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh,
They
no.
got him. That's why he's gone. That's why he's gone. He didn't tell us, and that's why he's gone.
I shouldn't laugh. This is a tragedy, but
he ate him, and now and then this coming week he's gonna eat our party, and there's nothing we can do about it. So the show must go on.
I'm loving this
extended
TPK universe.
Heck, you listen to me right now, okay? We don't negotiate with terrorists on this show. You tell old Bitey exactly where he can bite. Okay? It worked better in my head, okay? Because if he wants me, he can know that, hey, everybody, I'm Turk, a GM player and general nuisance on the Discord here at TPK. Really excited to be breaking down all of the absolutely wonderful stuff, especially the brand new shows that we had coming out this week, which is always super fun to talk about. We love our module week. We love our cool new stuff week. I mean, this is a week of premieres, not just to touch on a return of some classics to the roster, but just so many good things, and I'm so happy we have 2 people who have been they bring some fantastic stuff to TPK. I am not kidding. Oh my god. Okay, so without further ado, Heck, do you go next? Do I throw over to our guest next? I'm not sure. With Tyrant
let's go to
held
our guest.
hostage by a nuisance, a pest at best, and we will not fold. We will not fold to you. But in the meantime, Proper, hi.
Hi, I'm ProperNerdy. I'm a staff member at TPK Roleplay, and the eponymous user for Proper Parlor Games, which we will talk about a bit later. I am very glad to be here because I definitely watched the shows that happened this week and didn't spend the entire week stressing about my show. Definitely not.
Yeah, It's a weird meta thing, honestly, because I feel like at least Turk and I can stress about doing this show, even though it's recapping all the other shows.
It is, in
And it's a
theory, a
weird
super
meta.
simple
But
show. However,
but anyway, but anyway,
You still have to
before we
account
get
for all the other
way
shows,
too, yeah,
though.
before we get way too derailed, let's introduce Meg real quick
yes,
too.
please.
Hey guys, I'm MeggMysteria, also known as Meg. I am happy to be one of the special guests this week. We got to see the return of Singularity this week. We went on a hiatus for a little bit, but we're back now, and it's just as batshit as Henshin. So
Hell yeah, that's what we like to see though. And once again, I'm Sir Heckalot, a GM and host for TPK Roleplay. And you can find me on Instagram and Twitch and Twitter at Sir Heckalot as well. But without further ado, let's get a little background on Total Party Recap. The show was designed with the busy viewer in mind. We understand that not everyone has the time to consume all of TPK's content, especially with how busy the schedule is getting now. So we are hoping this show will be an answer to that need. We will be recapping and talking about each stream and event that happens in TPK, both on stream and not, every Sunday at 5 p.m. PST / 8 p.m. EST. This week's episode will cover January 4th to January 10th. If you have any questions during the episode that you might want answered about some of the content or something you'd like us to talk about, feel free to say so in chat, and we'll do our best to incorporate that into our discussions. So getting through all of the formalities that we have to do. Now that we're all done with that,
Now the show is absolute madness.
Let's dive into the episode. What's up, guys? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I've had a very busy weekend, and I have another busy 2 to 3 days. So you'll never get enough of me here at TPK.
No, we will not. Especially all. Oh my god, dude. Anyway.
especially now with all the awesome visuals you keep
yes,
putting out.
seriously,
Come on, man.
like the one in your
Seriously.
background right now. If people
See that
can't-
cat throwing that TPK logo around? Come
Seeing
on.
that cat hitting your face repeatedly, I love it.
repeatedly smacking you in the side of the
Relatable.
head.
It's
That's the kind of
relatable and we
visual
like
we
it.
like to see. I guess. I don't know. But yeah, no, guys, this was as much as the continuing adventures of Module Week are exciting to tune into, having this like big week of new and sparkly fresh things is really exciting to talk about, because especially for people who haven't gotten a chance to jump on, I think it's good to have something new in the tank, sitting around and ready to pique people's interests. I just think that week is a great example of this, and I think it's bringing out a lot of more unique content. We're not just playing D&D this week, everybody.
Not playing D&D. Some of it isn't even really TTRPGs. Some of it's board games, which is fascinating.
The die. There was an entire session where a dice was not touched.
Yeah, and that was in the rules. You weren't allowed to touch the dice because they're not part of the game.
I was looking the entire time for a dice and I couldn't find it. I was so confused.
D20 to be found.
But I had to get my safety box of dice and hold them just so I could feel more in center, because I'm on camera, I have the mic in my face, but like, where are the die rolls? I just gotta hold on to it. Gotta keep it tight.
Sir, that's my emotional support.
This is my
D20.
precious.
Yeah, excuse me.
It is mine.
Yeah. Exactly. That's my emotional support.
I was asking this week in the Discord, is it possible to run a TTRPG without dice? And y'all looked at me like I was crazy.
I didn't say you were crazy.
Who said that? Come on, man.
But
I
beware.
I specifically told you to throw the rules out the window. Don't come
Very
at
true.
me.
Very true. Just beware. There will be more diceless games in the future.
I'm counting on it. I am counting on it 100%. Because we will get to your show and all the different thoughts for future episodes on that, which is gonna be so good. But how's everyone doing with the cold. The winter is really finally. I don't know about you guys, but it's kind of really setting in near me. It's not snowing so much as it's just biting cold here.
Segway.
I don't know what you're talking about, but hey,
It feels like
We
55
smell
below
a
over here.
segue.
Come on.
wow, that's really cold, Meg. But
Oh,
also
It is really
conveniently
cold.
but
brings
I
us
mean,
to our first.
yeah. Being in the South, though, okay, I feel
Dude,
like I'm a
okay, yeah.
couple
Let me
feet from
explain for
hell.
people.
So it's what it is. It's what it is.
Would you say
But
about
anyway,
6 feet?
Yeah, about 6 feet.
That sounds
social
about right.
distancing.
We're not that far
We
away
don't
from
know
each
that,
other,
though.
Heck.
Anyway. I'm not gonna get too
Segue
salty.
accomplished.
Not gonna get too salty on
We
stream.
have segued.
We have segued. What? Oh my god, purple. Okay. Oh.
What has occurred? What has
Ye
occurred?
fucking purple. So.
What did he do?
Yeehaw!
no.
We're gonna be talking about them
Them
55 below in like a
and,
southern.
yeah, we got, I do declare.
Oh wow!
I do declare there was a absolutely fantastic one shot.
Was it a hoedown or a hootenanny?
I'll let the
That's
players
Saturday.
decide on
That's
that one.
Saturday.
But yeah, there was a lot of Arctic, or I guess Antarctic exploration, and
Heck.
yeah.
I just realized why they call it Antarctica and the Arctic Circle.
Why?
Because it's like anterior, like anti. Boy.
Like the opposite
Good
of
job.
the Arctic.
Good job, partner.
My parents sent me to prep school.
Oh.
I'm gonna go.
Oh my god. We're already falling apart. Oh no.
Continue,
no.
please.
So yeah, we met a bunch of those fancy scientists. I forget what they call them. Fancy science geeks.
Microbiologists,
going down to the
some...
cold. And
I'm pretty sure all of the characters were microbiologists for some reason.
oh, fancy
microbiologists. We had a trust fund, baby.
Scientists. Okay. But yeah, they went down to learn about some whereabouts of these strange happenings, these strange goings on in the Antarctic, and they experienced cold for the first time, at least according to some of these I guess lab people, as you would call them. So we'll just run the clip, just to
run the clip
about their introduction to the cold, because it's interesting.
All right.
Supposed to be this cold? I know it was going to be like 55 below, but is that Fahrenheit or Celsius? Oh my god.
Relax, my friend. This is nothing. This is Siberian summer.
Rob's like, you get used to it. Honest, you do.
I don't know if I want to get used to it. My little fingies are already turning a pale shade of blue. I wish I'd brought my silk-lined gloves. Oh, why didn't Mummy pack them?
Every time Al, like, he says something incredibly ridiculous, and he has the forethought to look at the camera. Like,
he knows exactly what he's doing.
He knows what he's done. He knows what he's done.
Our partner Al, tell you what, he knows. And just the fact that this clip includes the term fangies. But yeah, our microbiologist, I think you called them, went down, or were headed towards a base of some sort, but they ran into one of those strange phenomenons that they were told about. All these poor penguins had forgotten their eggs. There were just a bunch of eggs, and the Oh, okay.
Now,
all
I
right?
want to make a
You doing all
joke
right
about
there,
needing
partner?
a few eggs for an omelet, but I
Made me a
think you
little red
made
in the
some
face.
statement about that.
But yeah, our great GM David actually
Bazool.
was very nice. He was very nice about it. But yeah, they found the penguins and they had a worse fate than the eggs. We're not going to get into it too much, but imagine worse than nice country breakfast at the campfire partners. Yeehaw. I had to throw
I
yeehaw.
Did you
love
just
that.
That was a
end your
horrible time.
review at the end with a yeehaw as if
Yep.
it's like that's how you say a period? You know.
Yep. Listen.
Hey,
listen,
good day
I
to
do
you,
I'm just
yeehaw.
like
trying.
this interesting style of cowboy for Sir Heck. That just yeehaw, it's just casually thrown in at the end of sentences. It's the way that we make ourselves sound a little more cowboy. Now,
Little
I
bit.
sound a bit like the Colonel from KFC, so I can't say that I'm any better than you. But you know, this is all just a character study for my
Oh my
Charlotte
God.
character
Oh
for
my
Sherlock
Lord.
next week.
Oh my goodness. I've just been reminded.
This ain't the most K-Kona thing I've ever done on stream. But anyway, they found remains that were maybe a little bit more human, a little bit abandoned machinery that they, of course, being scientists, they took samples of all of this stuff.
Always
And
gotta know what's going on.
always gotta know what's going on. Yeah, you know. Wow, let's see how many accents I can say you know in at this point.
You'll know.
But yeah, so they get to this base with Vlad and all kinds of who's ma what's its, and they find this doctor that does an autopsy on one of the bodies that they found, and in a very similar way to that movie Aliens, very similar scene happened in that one shot. So definitely look that one or check that one out because
Oh hell, sounds like
was-
trouble.
it was a hoot and a half. But
Hoot and a half. Oh my.
hoot and a half, a whole
Oh
hoot
my
and one
stars.
half.
Now, did they have a hard time wrangling up them critters?
Like they had quite a bit of trouble. Yeah, we actually left off on a little bit of a cliffhanger. We don't know what's gonna happen now that they've run quite a bit. Couple members were very close to getting caught by these alien looking things, and the art for it is fantastic. You gotta look at the episode to see that art.
I think Luca's putting it best when she mentions in the chat here she has a body horror phobia and had to take her feet off the floor and couldn't stop itching. And if that isn't gonna sell you on it, I don't know what will.
Well, this is one of those episodes that was run by our good friend David, also known as Fazool, who is a great author of one-shot RPGs. And let me tell y'all, he has some kind of secret recipe, 11 herbs and spices, all that jazz goes into this spectacular little one-shot he's got going down in the Antarctic. It's unbelievable. I thoroughly enjoy whenever Fazool has a chance to show us one of his new pieces of work. And I got the pleasure of making the map for this particular one shot.
Yeah. That's right.
So if you see the stream at all on the YouTube or on, I'm not sure where this accent's going. If you see the
it's getting
yeah,
progressively
YouTube
more into the Appalachian.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it is.
And that's perfectly fine.
It's got out of
Hell yeah,
y'all in
keep
there.
going.
Yeehaw! And well, I got a chance to do the map, you see, and it was just I got a chance to get really deep and nitty gritty in the beautiful details. So you might have recognized some of my maps from when we did Harper season 1, and it just Fazul really wanted me to remake the map, which was pretty basic in the original printing. So I was very cool to create this modern map as opposed to like a D&D fantasy style map. It was really cool, and just seeing them explore the space. Al obviously had this moment where he had to like reevaluate his life after living in the high echelons of society, and realizing that his bunk is only like 2 feet wide was quite a lot of fun.
And yeah, let me just say that map was absolutely great. I absolutely love to see it. It reminded me of that you eating a corn dog.
I am
Amazing. Yeah, nothing better than a hot dog on a stick. But anyway, it reminded me of that one game. I don't remember what it's called. It's like Among the Group or something. I don't know. All these people are playing it.
About
there's these like little weird spacemen that
Yeah.
running around that map.
Like
It
finger
reminded me
puppets
of
with
that.
legs.
Yeah.
Look like thumbs.
Where are their arms?
I like how
it's called
your cowboys don't understand modern technology in some kind of way.
It's that game. It's because they all look like thumbs. Spy Kids. That's what it was.
There we go.
No.
Our cowboys are just trailer trash, I think is what it is.
What in tarnation?
What in tarnation is a
what
steam?
in-
Do I look like I know what a steam is?
JP.
Maybe a steam engine.
No.
I know what a steam
no.
engine is, by goodness, but
Yeah, we all been out there putting down the rails. There's one coming through here in a week or two.
Indeed. Okay, calling it. We did it.
Okay.
We recapped.
Okay, but I have one meme now. For
Oh wait, we need to just say a shout out to Corn Dog McGraw,
Oh. Amazing.
who was our guest last
The
week.
unsold-
Who's out on YouTube now.
The unexpected third
What
guest
in
to our
tarnation
show.
when you
introduce it
roll,
now.
when you roll a one on a check, what an investigation. Anyway.
Unrelatable content. But speaking of Harper's,
Thank you, Purple. That one was very good.
but speaking of Harper's, guys, we are back. Season 2.
Season 2.
Harper's. Yeah, if I had the soundboard that we had on Saturday morning, I would 100% air horns the shit out of that. My goodness. But yeah, Harper Investigation Season 2, Episode 1 was this Tuesday. And I think the only reason I was not more hype is I'm still writing things for Season 1. But this episode.
How many pages? How many pages is it, Turk?
Witch doc. I need to be more specific.
Oh no.
It's
Relatable.
a small book in total. Just a small book at this point.
I've been officially told we're on chapter
The
3.
Harper's Season 1 novella.
Anyway.
Just start
Season
releasing
2.
it. It'll be a sign.
Season 2. Honestly. Season 2, Episode 1. Full wipe. Actually not. But 15 years later, we zoom in, and the group is coming together to investigate some goings-ons in some Sherry's cherry orchard, some undead, and new characters, new accents, no dynamic yet.
New doors.
New doors, and let
to
me
kick
tell
down.
you, I opened doors with a lockpick last season.
It's fair.
I said to myself 2 things. 1, I'm not being part of the brain squad. 2, I'm gonna kick a door in. And gosh dang
And
it,
so
I
far,
kicked
how many
in.
have you kicked in? A lot.
Oh hey, look, we have a clip for that.
Same.
How much time?
About 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna kick open the door.
Okay.
Actually, if you give me and Luke a few minutes, we can actually spread our range.
I said what I said,
Find such things.
and I meant what I meant. That door's getting kicked in 100%.
It's been kicked.
Rory would assist. Rory would assist in kicking in the door.
I really hope there's a trap.
Was there a trap? Only one way to find out. It's tune in to Harper's season 2, episode 1. And I had a ton of fun. Proper was there as well with his new character. And it is bound for. I already feel like it's going to be just as good, if not better than season 1. I mean,
I think so too. Like again, like it was so fun just to watch too. Like just we're seeing the early formation of Himbo Squad, and I will support them no matter what. Okay, there might not be a healer amongst you, but I'm gonna support you either way.
I think Turk. I mean, I think Osiris Franco took the same approach as Turk did, in that she did not want to be a Valdani again. It was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna be a little brutish teenage, whatever.
Australian half-orc.
Australian half-orc, who's gonna fight some shit and nothing else.
Respectable.
How are you gonna stop them, Dev? They're just gonna kick the door down. That's the point.
You can't. Yeah. Yeah. It's going from season 1 to season 2. I feel like we can talk about this now, but like having a character that is meant to be the brains of the operation, and going to being like, all right, now you can make a new character. I don't want to be the same team again. Now it's on you guys. You figure out the mystery, and I'll punch it. Yeah, like I'm taking notes. Don't get me wrong. Like I'll take notes and be talking and like doing all my fun stuff. But if you think I'm spending my downtime sessions like researching,
no, that's
miss
gonna
me
be,
with that archive.
Maybe my character in season 2's thing. Actually, we'll see.
Well,
maybe. Who knows?
You don't know. You'll see next episode. Because I'll be in next Harper's episode, which is pretty neat.
Very exciting.
Gonna be fun, but that was an episode.
It was a time and a half, and there was shenanigans. There was a whole lot of soaked cherries. There was a killer door. It was the Harper's episode. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Plenty of magic items to go around, and just a whole.
Not one, but 2 almost insta-deaths, as you do.
Well, I mean, level 1.
Level 1,
it's
to be
level
fair,
1.
is a high-stakes level 1 adventure. But did anybody die? You have to watch. But it was an absolutely great time. I cannot recommend it enough. Get on board now. So when we start releasing all the docs and all the new episodes, and we're getting close to the finale again, you don't have to do what everyone else had to do for season 2 and be like, all right, I need to figure out all the clues that have been laid through this entire season. So I'd 100% recommend.
Did you do that? Because I was just like, fuck it, I'll figure it out.
Proper. When people were like, what's the plan? They were looking at me and Osiris Franco being like, you guys are nerds in the library all the time.
Because you'd spend all the RPs being like, we know what's going to happen.
Well, we did until we didn't.
Yeah, well.
And
until now, when nothing.
And now there is nothing going on up there. There is
head empty, only kick in door.
Got a head full of empty, a foot full of kick.
We'll find out that the big clues this season are just the cherries. That the through line throughout the entire season 2 will just be cherries.
So here's the thing. If Luca can find a series of one-shots going from levels 1 to 20, all centering around cherries, I am here for it. I am so here
goes over writing notes.
Writes notes, yes, of course, because there's nothing else. She did mention this episode was specifically picked for a number of reasons,
Forget red herrings. It's only red cherries. Luca and Stev are now just fighting in chat.
Look,
I mean, that's how it goes.
Dev can get angry, but you can't stop Himbo Squad. Himbo Squad.
Never. You
Keep
can't.
going.
You can't.
Oh, no, don't bring
Speaking-
the JoJo gif into this, HP.
But speaking
Don't
of
do it.
fighting, don't
Yeah,
we have a group of people that are fighting crime right now?
I was going
in
to say,
a
speaking of
campaign?
people
No, are we?
with speaking of people who are similar to a Himbo Squad approaching problems with
Oof.
ultra force and not violence.
I feel like Mike's like,
Hey,
wait,
Meg.
a lot
You are
nicer,
not
but
wrong.
okay.
Hey Meg,
Let me-
tell us
let me
about
tell you, you are-
Singularity.
You are not wrong in the slightest when it comes to us. But so as a little bit of a recap, since it has been a while since the first episode of Singularity. Singularity is actually continuing the story that originated with the Henshin a Go-Go game. Where at the end of it, basically all the universes collapsed, and now we're just in one collective universe known as the Singularity, where we've got all kinds of shit going on. We've got mythical creatures. Las Vegas has turned into the den of hell. We've got super futuristic Japan and feudal era Japan going on somewhere out there. Right now, we're in not New York, but it just like every other universe, it's not New York.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Central City, but it's generic.
It's a city organized by different blocks and neighborhoods. It's a very grid-like. Anyway, we had come back in, actually starting in the middle of combat, where we had a very fun interaction with an Oni. Yeah, if you want the details about that, I encourage you to go watch the first and the second episode, because there's a little bit of a story with that. He might come back. We don't know. We got no idea. But we thought that was going to be our first boss fight, and let me tell you, it was not. It was not. He kicked off right like he always does. It failed, that is, because he gets crazy real quick. Y'all should see our DMs. But anyway, going back into Singularity. Segueing, reel myself back in, because I will go on a tangent. But we went into that, and something from space, the center was coming from space. And
Signals coming from within the house. Sorry, the call's coming from within the house.
But we basically had to get out of there lickety-split to avoid getting caught in a crater. And then Secret Service showed up. They weren't Secret Service. That's what I'm going to call them for right now. But we tried to get away from that. Didn't go very well for us. So now we're being offered jobs. Went from vigilantes to co-workers. So,
all right.
It's pretty nice. Honestly, I feel
like we get some really nice
good deal.
benefits. We get some really nice benefits. We've
Okay,
got
but
free
do you get
degrees.
dental?
Everything's paid for. We can do whatever we want.
That's
Dental-
dangerous.
As long as it's
That is
as long
a
as it's
dangerous
within
word to
company
say to this
agenda.
group. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Probably you were saying something about dental.
I was saying that, I mean, Sir Heck mentioned this. Do you have dental? Because if you're fighting superheroes, you get smacked in the face. You're gonna want dental. Make sure it is in your contract. Just because
Read
you're
that shit.
superheroes.
Be
doesn't
one of the
mean
10%
You know
of people
what?
that reads the contract.
I will bring it up. I will bring it up to them, because given how chaotic Ramsey is, he'll probably need it.
Just because you're a superhero does not mean you have super enamel. Brush your teeth, kids.
Brush your teeth. Make sure you floss twice a day. Do it.
Oh my goodness, yes.
You don't
They
wanna
will- your
like
teeth
me.
will thank you. Your shiny teeth and you. How many how many references can we put into one
Just
episode?
like
We don't know.
stars.
We're still counting. But dang, yeah, a question that I did have to ask about that is like, since at least like in my experience with TTRPGs and stuff, like I haven't really been exposed to a lot of TTRPGs that have to deal with like superheroes or really like superheroes in this sense. Like we have adventurers that have like, more than just like average person powers and stuff, but it's like it's not really the same. Like what exactly is your process for making a superhero character? Like is it different at all, or is it kind of similar to making a D&D character, for example? Or
Are you talking about more thematically like character creation, or are you talking about system?
either one, honestly. Like they're both, yeah, like I feel like pretty different. So
Yeah. So I've actually been playing the Mutants and Mastermind system for 4 or 5 years now. So that one I'm really familiar with third edition, which that one's a bit of a new one for me because it's an upgrade from second edition and they change a lot of stuff with it, but it functions as like a point buying system. So every level you get a certain amount of points and you use that to buy your skills, your powers, whatever benefits and your defenses, stuff like that. So that's how it all works mechanically. And the only thing you roll is you just roll a d20 and you add the modifier to it. So straightforward math is about the most complicated thing with it and making sure you understand how the powers themselves work. But the system itself is actually very versatile. It relies a lot on flavor text, so you can build basically whatever the hell you want.
Does it follow along the same lines as like a fate system, or is it kind of closer to like Powered by the Apocalypse?
I'm not familiar with either of those, so I couldn't really tell you.
So like in Monster of the Week, for example, a big focus on it is that you as a character or you as a player get the ability to kind of just create the world around you. And it's kind of the job of a DM to just like take whatever you say as fact and incorporate it into your world. Is it kind of like this? Is there a big focus on letting you do that kind of thing?
With how failed GMs, you have to be careful with what you say or he will make it reality. But
I mean,
almost like a sponsorship from Raid Shadow Legends.
Much like the sponsorship for Raid Shadow.
Gosh, do we have that clip? Would you like?
Please tell me you have the clip.
Oh, of course I have the clip. I'm gonna play it right now.
I just want to throw it back to Marta real quick to go ahead and give us a brief promo for Raid Shadow Legends.
Okay.
Yes.
Raid Shadow Legends. It's the only mobile game that you should never fucking download. Nah, I'm just kidding. But seriously, stop doing over ad campaigns. I don't have YouTube Premium. I have to see Raid Shadow Legends ads constantly every time I want to watch a video. Fuck.
All right. And with that, I'm just going to say good night.
What a sign off. What?
I don't know. Did anyone else's audio clip?
Very much like Ramsey's had strong opinions about our new job. Martyr had very strong opinions about Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh my goodness.
But,
yeah.
As far as it goes, yeah, Mutants and Masterminds does rely a lot on cooperating with the GM and building a world together. It functions like Monster of the Week a little bit in that theoretically every week you should be fighting a different villain.
Okay.
But like I said, I've been playing the system for a few years now, and that has been all one game. So we've done a lot of world and lore building for that game. And I anticipate that it's a lot the same with Fails because he's been putting a lot of work into Singularity's world as a whole. So.
Oh yeah, it's really good to have it back. I was happy to see that it was back on the schedule and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, really happy to see where it goes.
We do have a question in chat from Last HP here for you, Meg. What is the line? Oh, I guess all of us. What is the line between fantasy adventure and a superhero? Now, Meg, being this, you are on a show centered around superheroes, and every other show we have here is primarily centered around fantasy. Why don't you take the first crack at this, if you have an answer?
So, the difference between fantasy adventure and a superhero adventure?
Yeah, like you're King Arthur versus a Captain Britain.
Um,
It's a deep cut. Hey, everybody.
Such a great specific. You were saying
it really. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, if you need to think about it, I think I have a shot I can take at this. I think I have a take. All right, everybody.
What's your hot take?
My hot take is that there is a difference in that superhero adventures typically are more grounded in reality. Fantasy adventures, everything is fantastical. The world you exist in is fantastical. While superhero adventures rely on the mundaneness of the real world to be a foil to your powers. So for Singularity, the world is insane and crazy, but it still has that aspect of everyday life continuing as normal. It's almost, it's more so in my head. Singularity's background is kind of like, the Marvel Universe before they purge themselves every, 50 or so years of all the crazy shit they've done. Like, they'll just realize, oh gosh, we've written ourselves into a corner where nothing new or interesting can occur for any characters, and so they'll just write some world-ending event and wipe it out. But like, not to say you guys have that ready, but that would be a fun plot, of course. But like, there is so much going on, but it all is still retaining that level of like, this is our world. This is the world that we are familiar with and know. And our powers are things that make us stand out in a massive way. Whereas, Fantasy Adventures is like, well, I'm going to throw a spell at the goblin. And there's a goblin here. I mean, there's a society of goblins. And that is not odd. Someone will like generally say, yeah, we have a goblin infestation in the basement. Or like, our rats are traditionally larger than 6 feet. And they don't live in New York. Oof.
Can I work off of this actually?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Talking about this. I was thinking about this in a similar way that in a fantasy adventure, as you said, kind of everything is already fantastical. I feel like it's a great way to start in our TTRPGs because in a fantasy adventure, any one person doing any one thing can become an adventurer. Whereas I hate to sound cliche, but in superhero stories, it can sometimes feel like you have been thrust into this responsibility.
Well, great power and all that.
And some have greatness thrust upon them, etc. So if it a superhero story, and I can kind of relate this back to when I ran City of Mist, similar idea as you were saying is that it's all about the fact that everyone else around you is not a superhero and not at all touched in a way that makes them special.
Yes.
I think, exactly. What is it? The Incredible says that too, that like, oh, if everyone's special, then are anyone special?
Then when everyone's special,
exactly.
No one is. Yes.
No one is.
And so superhero stories focus around the idea that this one person, whether they want to or not, has become special and needs to, and this is my other comment about this, that in the fantasy world, you can have an adventure or a quest that is specific just to you and your little group of adventurers that almost doesn't affect anything else. Whereas a superhero story feels like they are not just like, I want to go on an adventure. They are, I need to protect everyone in this city. And it is my responsibility for having these powers that I have to do this.
And actually, that made me think of my first impression was the whole environmental thing, but also that brings to a good point of, almost like with being superheroes, you almost have to have some degree of good alignment. You should be at least trying to do things for the greater good. That's not really a requirement for adventurers. Like, you could do, like, look at Truly Evil, for example. It is a whole campaign about adventurers doing evil things. So I think, at least the line between being just someone who goes out and does quests and being a hero that is saving people. There's definitely a line in terms of motive and environment, I think.
Yeah, it's really just a definition of what's considered normalcy in the world. So, high fantasy, like you said, the infestation of goblins or a goblin society, that's normal. Even in Singularity, where you've got all this wild stuff going on, people that have powers isn't normal. So, this our new employers, given that we accept their offer, there's some things going on with that. I'm not gonna go into that because that is absolutely spoilers, and I want you to come back for episode 3 and everything else because I'm excited, so you guys should be. But it really just is the definition of what's considered normal for the world, in my opinion, to differentiate between a fantasy adventure and a superhero world.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, I think that's yeah, basically. So yeah, well, Singularity, to go from Henshin and Singularity, you're in both campaigns. I mean, I think they both touched in this realm, which is, it's great to have a variety of DMs who can take things in different directions like that. And we will, of course, touch more on. Oh, you're welcome, HP. Don't worry about it. That was a great question. And of course, if anyone else has any other questions for us, please hit us up.
We like discussion questions. We like it to be related to the games, but it doesn't have to be.
It 100% doesn't have to be.
It does not have to be.
It would be
We could spend the next 20 minutes talking about the 11 herbs and spices. That was in my southern accent there.
But
because he would.
You know what? We all would. It was great, and yeah. Gosh, superhero games are just like intrinsically cool. I feel like with adventuring games, I've personally bought some TTRPG titles where like, all right, and it's telling you the background of the world. And it's like, all right, these are the elves, these are the dwarves in our campaign, these are the orcs, and you kind of like you start to identify tropes. Mm-hmm. It sometimes can I'm not saying I don't enjoy fantasy, even when it does have tropes like that, but it can so easily fall into stereotypes and the same old, and and with superheroes, sure, like you get the same kind of, good versus evil dynamic sometimes, but there's more room to explore because at the end of the day, you are really just focusing down on regular people who have to deal with their responsibility to society. Mm. And I think that is a really compelling thing. We are being told.
Especially when we're dealing with the case of 3 college students who just kind of got abducted.
Yeah, and now they're being forced to work for a group. Not totally unlike Whitebridge, whereas that group was kind of thrust into an odd scenario and has proven their merit and are now being, well, I'd say they were thrust into a scenario, but there's a little bit of background manipulation that the viewers are aware of that the players aren't all, so I will not comment on that too much. Yeah, it's just like, I think having that mundane background is really good to make a show kind of, or rather make the characters pop out more of their background, of their society. Kind of like with powers, like Ramsey, like, yes, obviously a speedster, and like there's speedster police in Singularity, and I remember that from the first episode. Like there is a task force assembled to handle, like the world is adjusting or has adjusted somewhat, but it still feels like you guys are making an important impact on the world. Like it's not like in game.
In game lore, it's only been a year.
So okay, yeah. So exactly.
Not a lot can really happen in that amount of time to accommodate such a large collapse and such a wide variety of things going on. So it'll be interesting to actually see how it builds and develops, especially now that we're kind of being dragged into influencing this.
Yeah, I am both concerned and interested to see what your group does in a position to dictate more major outcomes of events with the backing of this group.
Trust me, me and Martyr both as well, because did y'all catch who dropped in Deus Machina style into that combat?
I did not. Hit me.
Was it Superman?
Oh no.
We'll just have to wait and see.
No.
We just have to watch.
Oh, I would rewatch the episode and go back and watch.
Was it
some
Raid
Henshin.
Shadow Legends?
Oh
It
my
was not
God.
Raid Shadow
Please,
Legends.
no, not the sponsorship.
It was in fact someone purple Phil. Unfortunately, it was not you.
Oh, that would have been great.
Oh,
I went purple.
Was it Purple Hulk?
No. It's.
No, it was not.
Was it a prehistoric creature?
No.
Oh no, that was the nice answer.
No.
Was it a dude?
It was a person wearing very purple armor.
Oh.
Yeah, he was wearing purple and gold armor. Do you want me to tell you, or do you want to find out?
This is a recap.
That is the
show.
question.
No.
recap
No. I'm gonna say, everyone out there who wants to know should tune in and find out, because I'm gonna have to rewatch that and find out
Yeah.
who is this person in purple.
Not the first.
I will tell you off the bat, you are not going to recognize it unless you have gone back and watched at least the last couple of episodes of Henshin.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hype that show, even though it's already over.
Hey.
I would encourage going back and watching that.
We had
too.
Heck talking about Truly Evil, so we are clearly free with bending way back into our catalog here.
Absolutely.
And then you guys can see where all this chaos started, and we are back on our bullshit.
It is truly a chaotic feral group.
Yeah.
But that is certainly not a strange or bad thing here on TPK.
As you will see with the next couple recaps.
Speaking of the next
No,
couple...
it's funny because you were talking all about how the mundane makes such an important difference in mutants and masterminds, which would be the most perfect segue into our next show if it weren't for intermission.
Yeah.
It came out so naturally that I was like, wow, this is impressive.
Look, everybody needs breaks. That's the most mundane thing that we could ever do.
This is very true. It is unfortunate that my ability was wasted here. But we'll think of something interesting and cool after our quick break. So we're all going to take a quick
cool kid thing. I'm putting it way back on my head.
You gotta look hip
and
cool with the kids.
You feeling hot?
Okay, but are you gonna run your earbuds up into your sleeve and just hit like this?
You know what's not hot? This cold open. Hey everybody, we're back.
What's up?
Oh no, we're already live.
Get me. I know you're gonna do it at this point. You always just the tone of your voice before you do it every time.
See,
I giggle.
I
giggle far.
I let you guess. Yeah.
I giggle far too hard.
You do.
At my own mischief. But hello everybody, welcome
back, guys. We're here. Me looking like every e-boy ever.
Yo, what's up? It's your
up?
boy, Skinny Peen.
Someone get that. Turk just said it on air.
Uh-oh.
I forget what it's from, but I'm not
it's
cool
a
like
Noel
y'all.
Miller vine.
But yeah, total party recap. We are here to continue to talk about all the great things that TPK has done this week, and to put it into little bite-sized pieces. If you're not familiar, the second half of the show demands, it is essential that you put on a hood. Yes, and I do put my headphones on over my hoodie because it is snug and cozy and my room is very cold. But we out here.
Enjoy doing that because have you tried putting a hood over flowers?
If you can get a hood over those, I would be more impressed with the hood.
You know what? If I find my boyfriend's hoodie, I might be able to.
There you go. See?
I swapped. I didn't.
There'll be a selfie later in the server.
Very smart, honestly. But we're back here to talk about all the shit, and we ain't playing no games.
Hey, don't call my show shit.
Oh,
it was
hey,
the shit.
Hey,
it was great.
The was implied. But hey, tell us about your show.
My show? I did a brand new show called Not Hats Off to Bake Off. Wow. Okay.
You were filming your podcast not 5 seconds before you joined our call. I do not blame you.
I was supposed to say hello and welcome to Hats Off to Bake Off. And I was like, that's wrong. So I did a new show called Proper Parlor Games. I am the eponymous ProperNerdy. And I devised this show mostly because I like board games a lot and haven't gotten a chance to play them a lot. But I thought it would be really interesting to try playing board games while in character. And so we kind of workshopped it behind the scenes for a little while. And we had our very first episode on Friday. And I invited the cast of Harper's Season 2. So that included Turk. There was Deb Develops, there was Luca Locke, there was Osirix Franco, there was Tyrant, and unfortunately, Tony couldn't be there, but we were able to get a up-and-coming Harper's member, that is Al the Biffer, and we got to meet his character as we went through this wild, wacky new experimental show. And the premise was that basically, through whatever reason we come up with, you have all of your players around a table playing a board game. And my rule was, if you're at the table, you are in character. You're playing this game in character. I did also have one other rule. Turk, can you remember my one rule?
Don't put your dick in out. Don't talk during the intro. Also, no, if you can guess the cat's name and tell you why it's named that, you get a prize.
Yes, there is that. But my other rule was one specifically that I kind of, if I ever do more TTRPGs in the future, I'll probably include this. But one that kind of helps facilitate the role play around playing something weird was that if you think it, then your character does too. As we mentioned earlier in the podcast, basically, sorry, Luke is freaking out by the fact that she got to bring back Kimmy, who is by far the greatest. I'll talk about your character in a moment. Don't you worry. My biggest premise behind the show was that I wanted to put characters into a situation that was outside of the game that they're from. So as we said, we are not rolling dice. You are not using character sheets. This has nothing to do with playing D&D. This is not a tabletop RPG, even if that's what it was categorized on Twitch as. What I wanted to focus on was something that I did in Harper Season 1 a lot, which was I would bring my character into a situation, and instead of fighting something or rolling for something, I would set them up in a situation that is purely mundane and see what the role play happens around that situation. And so in this particular episode, the only spoiler I would give for right now is that we played Mysterium, which is a really fun and interesting game when you're around friends, and it requires a lot of kind of abstract thinking. It's you are trying to solve a murder, kind of Clue style, with person, place, and thing. And the only way you're giving clues about what your particular line of inquiry is on these mysterious, enigmatic, illustrated cards called vision cards. And so throughout the game, all of the characters in the universe of the Harper's investigations had to look at these weird, wacky cards and work together as a team to help, decipher the clues and solve the murder mystery, which was great because it really forced the other players to interact in ways that normally wouldn't happen in Faerun, perchance. Like I'm sure there's puzzles and there's, you're persuading people at the Capitol or whatever thing you're trying to do in D&D. But like if it's purely focused on just that, then you're forced to come up with interesting and new ways of communicating with each other, or people will be talking around the table. It was in between hands. They'd ask, "Oh, what was that thing you mentioned?" Or, "Oh, where are you from?" And, "Oh, what do you do?" And even in character, they would be drinking at the bar while they're playing the game. And I think it was Osara Franco did this really great job of her character Rory, as he drank a little more, got a little used to the party, and started to acclimate to this situation. I feel like I've been talking a lot, but
no,
Yeah.
you're doing great.
No,
That's what it feels like, honestly, all the time.
I mean, Turk, you were there for it. What did it feel like in playing
it was
something else?
It was great. I mean, so the one downside to Harper's is the one-shot adventures. They are non-perpetuating campaigns, and even though sometimes with what we see in module weeks is characters can feel like they are rushed to go from point A to point B, and having moments like this, which is typically done in Docs and Google Docs and sent out to the world via the Discord or our Patreon. Hashtag go check out our Patreon. It's really good to have these character exploring moments of like, all right, we're all just hanging out. What do our characters talk about? What are our characters like when they're not swinging a sword at somebody? Does our character engage in social situations, or are they quieter? Or how do you use your character's stats and mannerisms and all the things you wrote about your character in a way that isn't purely related to adventure stimuli? Because it's the end of the one shots. I'll be like, go here, talk to this person, they give you a quest, go to do this thing. And obviously there's more complexity to it than that. I'm way oversimplifying the amazing work that Luca does in this adventure. But especially with the amount of time that we already take going through them, if we threw on an extra hour of talking about our feelings on top of it, I wouldn't sleep.
Yeah, we would just be up until 6 in the morning, which
Oh.
would be a lot of really interesting talk. But if we're trying to get through a story, it's a little hard.
Little bit.
Trying to make something that people can digest in a reasonable way for YouTube. And, we've definitely had some longer sessions, but yeah.
All right, hear me out. 24-hour Harper's stream. Go.
Honestly,
Subathon
okay,
stream.
here's the thing, though.
Y'all could do it.
People could
is
drop
the
out
thing.
as they needed, and others could jump
Rotating
in.
cast.
Yeah,
That would be kind of cool.
it would
not
be
gonna
kind of
lie.
cool. Not saying it
We
has
would
to
all
happen.
die. We would die.
There would definitely be people like me who would be like, I can tough it out.
No, honey, no.
I don't sleep anyway.
I
It's
couldn't
fine.
either.
Exactly.
It's fine. I'll
I would be
sleep when I'm
delirious.
dead.
But yeah. Oh, God,
I
I would
think
wake
that-
up the next day and be like, I am my character.
But only if your characters have to be up to 24 hours too.
There you go. And a death's log.
So after we played through the game, did they win or did they lose? You'll never know. I'm not allowed to tell you, I guess. But it was a really lovely game, and in a way that most of the other TTRPG sessions aren't, in that you got to both watch them kind of struggle and work together around this puzzle game, but also you did learn new things. Luca got a chance to bring in her character Himi from the Humblewood campaign, and just seeing people react to Himi was really great. And she got a chance to play this really fun, mystic woman kind of character who
So
usually
cute.
reads
Himi was so cute.
reads tarot cards and whatnot. And she did try to steal from one of her own players, so whatever, I guess.
It's fine.
It
It's fine.
happens. It happens.
And this is something that Luca actually not requested, but kind of suggested when I was going through working on the game, is that it doesn't matter why that person's there, they just are. And so I forget which game. I mean, Luca, please tell us in the chat which one it is. There's a game where at the end of playing it, you go through all the credits and then you watch as the characters from the game you just played are sitting around a table playing D&D. And there's no explanation of why they're there. They just are. So that was kind of the idea, is that like it worked out nicely in the Harper's session. Soul Calibur, there we go. I knew she'd pick it up.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So imagine your Soul Calibur characters playing D&D, because that makes sense. Basically, where was I going with that? Oh, is that Himi is from a completely different campaign. It doesn't matter. She's at that pub. We're at that pub. She's there and wants to play. She's playing. And the same thing happened with Al's character. We got to meet Chauncey for the first time, and because it's Al, of course, it's a perfect character. Like it was such a great, just like happenstance, and it worked out well with the one shot that we happened to go back to the pub afterward anyway. I kind of worked my magic there a little bit, but like it's technically not canonical, but it was still really interesting to see other players develop their characters. And if you wouldn't mind queuing up the clip I have selected for right now, I did get a chance to ask the players after we were done. We're like, okay, we can drop characters. I want to know how that went, what you thought, and like what you kind of found out. And I'll talk about what Sarah said a little bit later, but Al had a great comment about playing through proper parlor games.
All right, here we go.
And a lot of other episodes before that too, actually.
Well, exactly, all of those. But with these new guys, you've already kind of formed a bond. You already kind of know a bit about each other, and to come into that dynamic and then have to like hold conversations and you can see how everyone works. I feel like I've got a good idea of the...
Cuts off rather quickly there.
What was? Oh, that was
it cut off. That was it. Uh-oh.
That's wild. Anyway, basically, that wasn't the full clip, but anyway, Al talked about how we, as the five of us, have played a bunch of games together already and had that chance in the one shot from episode 1 to get to know the group a little bit. And so it was great for him to come in and say, oh, this is the dynamic that's happening so far. I'm just going to introduce my character, and you all in like it was a good first step into getting into character. So he had a lot of opportunity just to like say great one-liners and to talk a little bit about his history and his past. We don't know how he's going to be included in the future episodes, how he's a part of the Harpers. As I said, it's not canonical, but like it would be so hilarious for after this scene for him to join the Harpers because he played a board game. I'm not saying I'll be mad about that.
Oh no, it would not be
I
bad.
think that would be
I would
good.
not be mad at that at all. It would be totally in character.
Yeah, he was so happy to be invited to play. It was very cute.
It was very sweet.
Yeah, even if I wasn't watching actively what was happening in Mysterium the whole time, I just liked listening to how they were interacting, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I literally said the phrase, oh, crumbs, in real life today. And I'm not angry. So, like, Sarah said something very similar along those lines of, like, it's just a very different way of looking at your character, and I really enjoyed playing with all of you. So I appreciated everyone who came to see the show, everyone who played in the show, and I hope that if we get the opportunity to play with other games and other shows. I know Sarah really wants to play with the Monster of the Week campaign Roundhouse. That'll be a really good one.
That'll be very nice.
What kind of board game do you think they would play?
Yeah, I want to hear what is your knee-jerk
reaction. I think
reaction?
someone suggested Secret Hitler just because
okay.
Thomas would freak out, just not, he wouldn't trust any of us at all. I'm not totally sure what games we're going to play in the future, but hopefully they're games that have some kind of setting and some kind of like collaborative storytelling element to them in some way. And I do know, can I not spoil something? I tease something for much
Tease,
later?
tease away. We're all about teasing.
If I can, my dream is to get together the Eberron Express folks and play Betrayal at the
Oh my god.
and so we can't get all of them because there was a lot of people in that cast. But if we can get six of us together to play Betrayal from those characters, I would literally die.
Easily gonna get 6.
So I'm so glad I got a chance to do this. You'll see more of it in the future for sure. It's only gonna be once a month, but I'm hoping to include more characters, more casts of other TPK shows. It might even include there's a bunch of other people who are in Harper's that we haven't gotten a chance to meet yet. So I'm really hoping I get a chance to play with them as well. So they'll be back soon. Don't you worry about it.
That would be nice, especially knowing who has taken up all the slots for the shows. And like who's going to be like consistently recurring and you know, getting everyone who is not always all together and having them interact outside of, you know, again, the written RP docs, which are great, but you know, in character, getting the knee-jerk reactions of people is, I think, is like a unique experience and really beneficial to everybody.
Oh, and as Turk said, we do have the cat is the mascot, and I told my if you play in my game, and you can tell me why the mascot's a cat, I'll give you a prize. I haven't told them what the prize is yet, but there is a specific reason my Proper Product Games has a cat mascot, so. That's what's been playing in the background for the last, you know, hour and a half.
It is
my adorable little GIF.
Oh my goodness!
Gotta think about it.
It's perfect because the cat head pops up.
Oh no!
I was gonna let it slide, but Meg brought it up.
It's a GIF.
I agree, but I don't want to fight on stream.
This is a fight I will die for.
Then you will die.
We don't have time. We have more
Roll
things.
initiative, Proper.
We have all of the rest of the week to recap. Please no. We still have Saturday.
We have 30 minutes. We have time.
It's okay.
No.
Because there's a wormhole right now, and we're gonna slide into the next show. I think.
Yes.
Whoa!
Speaking of absolute techno babble,
yeah.
Lasers and Feelings, our Jasper's Game Day stream.
Man.
Was this Saturday morning, one of our 2 games this Saturday, and I think I had a little something for everybody. I mean, if you like supporting a good cause, we raised a bunch of money. I am not certain on the exact amount. I think Nifers in chat, if you could update us on that. But I mean, it was supporting a good cause. It was absolutely bonkers, fun roleplay. It had enough techno babble to drown a Star Trek, a Trekkie, up to their eyeballs in it, and enough TPK references to at least $300. Oh my goodness, people!
Dang,
wonderful work.
We love it. That's what we like.
$334.36. Yes, Proper. Thank you. That is great. Okay.
TPK cameos to
enough TPK cameos to drown us fanboys and girls and people in just all of the girly shouts.
We got Sarek. We got Sturk. Meg, did you make it into?
I did not. Mads made it in.
Mads was the intern.
Mads made it in.
Oh yeah, there was a whole.
Luca made it in. Who else?
I know there was a Cat Planet.
There was
Charlotte.
Yep. There was a cat named Charlotte.
And
which I think Charlotte wasn't a reference to Sherlock, but I wasn't sure.
There's a whole bunch of stuff. You guys will have to tune in and watch it because I don't.
It was wild.
Look, I was thinking about how to say what occurs. All I can tell you is that everyone in the game are members of the same ship, and they're all playing different parts of the crew, and it just kind of unfolds. And a lot of stuff just happens, and it is both hilarious and wholesome and just in equal measures. It is such a simple game as well.
A lot of the plot ended up becoming because of donations.
Yes,
that was great,
which was really cool. It was it felt very loose and very, very fun. and you rolled for lasers or feelings, as the title would suggest. And it just is a whole lot of fun moments. Gosh, yeah.
Yes, Cole made it
Okay,
in.
Cole, Heck, Mads, Turk, and Luca. I say Turk like it's not me. But to give you an idea of just how like wonderfully wholesome and sweet this game was, I do have a clip picked out, and I want to show that now, because it's just special. This whole game was just wonderfully special, like an amazing thing to I wouldn't say wake up to, but I won't lie, I kind of woke up to it. So.
Are you saying I have a good idea?
Yes. If this is what resonates in your heart and this is what you want to do with your life, yeah, man.
I'm gonna go ride tribbles for a living.
Hell yeah, dude.
I found what I want to do.
Dude, up top. Oh shit, you don't have hands yet. Sorry, that was offensive. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. You know what? Maybe if I make
It's if you didn't understand what was going on there, you're perfectly fine. It was an absolute roller coaster of events. It was amazingly fun. It was just I don't even know how that would feel to play in, but my goodness, it was a time and a half to experience from just this side of the screen. Yes, JK, you were an intern at Madigan.
And they saved you specifically from the station.
Not an intern for.
They saved you specifically.
You were told you were not an intern, but you were not a member of the crew. There was again. It's just a wonderfully touching one shot. It was just a bunch of absolute madness that was occurring, but like good madness.
It wasn't just TPK references. There was plenty of very lovely, every sci-fi series you can think of references.
Also very true.
A little Doctor Who, little Douglas Adams, a little Star Trek, a little Star Wars. It was great.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
It's Cyborg Elon Musk. I caught the tail end of this,
Cyborg
like the
Elon
last
Musk
30
plays
minutes.
a large, pivotal role to the plot. And I can't tell you more. Other than
you just gotta watch it. You just gotta watch it.
There are
go watch it.
We have on our Discord, which everyone should join. There is a section where we dedicate to the clipping of clips, mostly run by Purple Phil, but also sometimes other people.
Sometimes.
The amount of clips for this show alone was like.
Hey, I clipped Sir Heck's clip for this episode, so I do it once in a while.
Oh, of course. I'm not saying that someone else can't step into the ring, but I mean, even now, if you
well, Purple Phil's not online. Start clipping everything.
Quick!
Go!
Quick, clip this for no reason. Absolutely nothing is happening important in this clip, but it'll get you on the Discord. Oh boy!
Just to say you beat Phil to it.
Exactly. Yeah, plenty of space references, plenty of just good, wholesome shenanigans, lots of soundboard effects, and it just it was a great time.
Everything that Bright Dystopia was doing. Our Jasper's Game Day representative. If you haven't gone over to his page on Twitch, you should definitely do that. He's a really cool guy, and he's a variety streamer, and you should definitely go follow him because. Yeah, cool guy.
Yeah, Bright and Niffer, which I just realized something about Darkest Night, Brightest Light. But hey,
not this week, next week.
Next week, but I'm gonna make a note of that for later. But yeah, it was a great time, and again, please watch it. It was great. Everything went to a good cause, and I can't think of a better way to kick off a Saturday. But there is a really good way to close a Saturday.
Yeah, basically.
Death and despair.
Exactly. Basically, the foil of the madness that was this morning. It was still madness on Saturday night, but in an entirely different way. Yeah, we had our premiere episode of The Top Shelf last night. It's Sunday.
Last night,
what
yeah.
Is time?
What is time,
guys? I can't. But we had our premiere episode. if you didn't catch it, you definitely should, just to see our wonderful cast's faces, because they were all dressed up like to the nines. Basically the opposite of
to
this
the
show.
tens.
To the tens, honestly. Like, yeah,
11s.
we would
Pushed
have
off the
gotten
cliff.
kicked out, but that's fine. Yeah, they had their drinks, they had their fancy gear, and they played Heart, the City Beneath. And it was super cool to watch a new system, a non-D&D TTRPG. That's kind of the shtick of this entire show. The entire series is to, yeah, just play a lot of indie TTRPGs and introduce people to new stuff that's out there, because there's so much stuff out there, guys. Like, it's absolutely crazy. Like, if you haven't talked to JK at all, you definitely should, because he has bought so many, guys. There's so many. Like, I cannot express to you how many. But yeah, talking more about this one shot in particular, though, we had a group of adventurers that are from the surface, we'll just say. I'm not going to get super into the lore, but they're going to the heart that is this very mysterious kind of like entity, kind of force. There's not a lot known about it, because once people actually get down to the level that the heart is, like, they don't really make it back. It's very scary, but yeah, it's this a game about exploring this underground place that I would honestly just describe as the grotesque. Like, that's the best way to put it. It's a very interesting way of expressing the horror genre.
Grotesque
But
is putting it mildly.
yeah, well, that's my entire thing. I feel like I put everything mildly. But yeah, our ragtag group of four adventurers, that one had a gun and not a lot of resistances to things, and one had an eye that he could remove apparently and cast magic, and one that had bees. Okay, an apiarist that can just expel bees
If
from
the gifts
her mouth.
in the TBK
Lots
show
of
discussions
strange.
are anything, yeah.
Yeah,
There were
lots
bees
of
involved.
There were so many bees. So many bees, y'all. But they went through, yeah, just a series of different things, through different tiers, going down towards the heart, looking for idols, essentially. These like very valuable things that the heart does not want removed from things. They met some very strange people along the way, like an old man that may or may not have been an old man. You should probably check that out. Watch the episode. But but yeah, it was so fun to watch. There were so many twists and turns. I feel like there was this dynamic of all the party members being freaked out by each other's strange abilities, that it was just this cascading level of stress. And stress is an actual mechanic in the game, so they were causing each other stress outside of combat, and then there's stress in combat, and it was this chef's kiss, man. Oh man. How about we just roll the clip from that real quick? There were some amazing RP moments here, and I think I picked the right one for this.
I'm concerned but intrigued.
And his nose curls, and his hurt hand comes up to cover his nose, and I start to just vomit, but I'm not vomiting, I'm screaming, but it seems like I'm vomiting. Hold my head and pluck that eye back out and toss it across the room.
No.
And stand up staring at you with that gap in my face, Cinderella, going, why,
No.
God, no. Fine. They're watching. They'll watch. They must watch. They have to watch. And I'll skitter off to find the eye that I threw across the mouth.
Hey, Heck. Hey, no, better question. Hey, JK, you're in the chat. second here. What the fuck? What the fuck was that? What in the good God's damn fuck was that?
Are you gonna? Hey, HP, hey, JK, are you okay?
You all right there, buddy?
Okay, sorry, no, actually, JP,
HP.
HP, are you okay?
Actually.
HP, are you okay? JK, what did you do to them? What did
You're
you
gonna
do?
have to see in the episode. Yeah, no, but this is just one moment out of the entire like 5.5 hour stream. Like, this stream is chock full of just fantastic art, terrifying but fantastic RP moments like that, and I feel like we had such a god cast for that. Like, it's entirely DMs, first of all. Like, all of you are DMs, so it's just like already expecting some awesome stuff. And yeah, this absolutely exceeded my expectations for how any of this was gonna go, honestly. Just like watching the reactions, if you caught Sant's reaction to all of that, it was
Yeah.
so funny. We were all like that though.
I might have noticed because I was, yeah.
And if any of you happen to look at show discussions in the Discord server earlier today, I did do an out of context meme, and something from this scene was in that out of context meme. Throw that out there.
Yeah, I put it together now.
But yeah.
What the fuck?
This is very on track for Mad's games though, because
like look at the two Ravenscrest characters or players here, and like we're still like, man.
Okay, but not.
All right, but also I had branch, and like you're describing powers, and I was like, yes, I am familiar with this. I have branch. We have person who can sniff floors, like, but then. This was like Electric Bastion, but instead of being like kooky fun, it was like just creepy.
Yeah, it's Electric Bastion Land, but with more like body horror, honestly. Like
so we're treading into Morkborg.
Like Darkest
but
Dungeon.
That's in there.
Oh, it's the artist from Darkest Dungeon, right? I think I've seen some of the pictures he shared on the Discord. It is the artist or the designer from Darkest Dungeon. I don't know, but
it's only gonna get worse, fam. It's just gonna get darker and darker.
So
There's no end in sight.
wholesome system next episode, please.
But yeah, well, the good news is next top shelf won't be hard.
It won't be hard. I can tell you that much because I'll be in
Let's not give it that much hate. Okay.
Not giving it hate. But what the fuck?
But yeah.
What? Yeah. Who?
It was really interesting.
How do I get off this ride?
Heart and soul. There's a sadness in my heart and soul.
I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride.
Yeah, and at the very least, if you aren't comfortable watching the actual one shot, definitely watch the last like 30 minutes or so, maybe less than that, of just the kind of review portion of the show, where each player and then the GM also gave their opinion on like how it was to play, like how it was to build characters, like what their experience really was trying out this new game, because I think they provide some very good insights that you should definitely check out.
Hey JK, what do you mean just wait till Ravenscrest?
I'm so scared.
That sounds like a threat.
He's saying
you've already
episode will be delightful because it won't be anything scary whatsoever.
Charisma of 2.
Like, but it'll be nice and
I'm
sunny.
so
There will be
scared.
no reason it's called Ravenscrest.
No, Ravenscrest is the name of the town.
Well,
okay, anyway, I'm fine.
How to
I'm
make
fine.
Hate it for y'all.
Chuck sucks. I'm fine.
Uh-oh.
Anyway.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean, uh-oh? It's fine.
Uh-oh.
But yeah,
Chuckles, I'm in danger.
the next time
Danger.
the next time that rolls through, as Meg can attest, it will not be Heart. It will be an entirely different third-party RPG.
Yeah.
And the next time after that, it will be another entirely different TTRPG. Obviously, we are not putting that out there just yet. You gotta keep everyone in suspense. But if you're a fan of third-party TTRPGs, I mean, J.K. Madigan is your Madigan to talk to. I would like to apologize for that last thing that came out of my mouth.
I got you. I got you, boo.
Too
No.
bad we can't kick you out.
It's a shame that I'm hosting this call.
Yeah.
And I am the host of this show.
Oh no.
Wait, so if I cover you
Oh.
with my screen,
If we're
helps,
going,
right?
if we're still continuing with Top Shelf, I've gotten permission. I have
Yes,
permission.
you
It's
have
right there in
permission.
chat.
Do it. Do it. Sell
So
it.
we will actually be running light for our next Top Shelf episode. And from what I've been told, I haven't gotten a chance to look at the rule set yet, but from what I've been told, it's very sci-fi, very on brand for me. So that's why I was dragged in. But so yeah, it's going to be a lot of sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi horror is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we are actually, fun fact about that one, we will be playing with the author for the system. He is going to be one of the players. Let's see, what is his name? Is that Spencer? Spencer Campbell?
Oh gosh.
Hold
Yeah,
up. Let me look at the DMs here for a minute
no.
here.
You get back to that. But something that, you know, we've recapped all that happened this week. But guys,
We
next
have
week,
some awesome stuff next week. Even though it's module week, there's some other stuff that you aren't prepared
the
for.
future is so bright, it's going to turn my face white when I look up the schedule.
Oh my god.
Hello, everyone. That's my...
Was that a Darkest Night, Brightest Light reference?
Yeah.
Yes,
Sound like it.
also a music
But-
reference because of another show that's happening this week. But we'll get to that because on Monday, Meg, why don't you tell us about it?
So tomorrow, here is a little update for you guys for our start time. We are actually pushing the session back to about 10:30 for the start time Eastern Standard. But we will be running our Destroyer of Worlds campaign, which is going to be the second cinematic released for the Alien RPG system, which you guys had seen me run back in October for our BCRF charity stream. But so since we hit the milestone for that, we will be running Destroyer of Worlds, and Proper is going to be joining me as the head of my Marines.
Yes.
Are you ready?
No, not in the slightest.
Oof.
Oh, yes, of course. Very prepared. I know what I'm doing.
I sent him the blurb for the schedule, and the first thing he put in the group chat was Meg's gonna kill us.
I mean,
okay.
if we watched the last session,
The Eye of Oblivion sees all, and it'll watch us.
The last two, yeah.
That's my bad.
Or the 14 days of Halloween.
If the 14 days of Halloween are an
so long
indication,
ago.
it feels like a century ago. However,
So
if that is
long
any indication of how this is going to go, it is bound to be an amazing show.
Absolutely.
It's oh my gosh.
Don't
Destroyer
spoil too
of
much,
World.
but let us know
I'm
what's
not-
going to happen.
I'm
Come
not
on.
spoiling
Spill.
too much.
Spill the
Nothing more than I've already said on Twitter.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh!
the Twitter
Can we talk
updates,
about
I've been
your
living for
artwork?
that.
All this.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Where did? How? What?
So that is actually all artwork from the system. Like that's all part of the the set that you get. It comes with all the pre-generated characters. It comes with handouts, artwork, stuff like that for the whole thing. So the little snippets that you were seeing me post on Twitter were actually like pictures of the characters that they are playing. And it looks, I really love them because it's got like that screen look to it.
Oh, yeah.
So it
Oh,
looks
yeah,
like you are
absolutely.
looking at a computer screen.
But not even just
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like your text descriptions leading up to the pictures, like I have been living for them. Yes, like every
I think
time I see one on
designers
my
of
feed.
Alien are also living for it too.
Yeah, I've had a few of them retweet it, and I've actually been talking a lot with the author for the Alien RPG, and as far as I'm aware, he is going to be stopping in tomorrow, so I've already threatened my players.
Don't fuck this up for me.
Don't embarrass me. But,
No. We would never do anything embarrassing here on TPK.
They won't. It's a great cast. We're bringing, like I said, Proper's coming in, Al's coming back. He's continuing with his trope. That's all you need to know. And we've got Knifer and Skelly coming back in from the first Alien game. So we've got a pretty good cast going right now. And
heck yeah.
Just overall, the game itself, y'all, trying to prep this thing has been a wild ride because there's so much going on, but I will give you what we are starting with. And that's also what I've been releasing on Twitter, is that the mission objective for our squad of Marines is that you are going to be retrieving 4 AWOL special ops agents. You don't know what happened with them. You just know that they're somewhere on this colony, and you need to find them and bring them back.
I'm guessing it now.
They are the aliens.
Lock it in.
The aliens.
Lock it in.
Really?
Place your bets now, guys. I'll be making a poll on Twitter.
How dead are they?
They're not. They're dead, but they've been reborn by the alien. I bet. I put 20 universal credits on that.
Okay.
20 universal credits.
I don't
That's
know
not going to
what
get you far, sir.
I don't know what space monies are.
The space money.
Depends on who your corporate overlord is.
No, I bet
right now,
I bet 50 of my Wayland Yutani stocks.
Wow.
Are you a company holder? Because to have 50, that's a little much.
I don't know how much they've broken up their stock. I don't know. I figure
You
they have
don't know,
millions.
Turk. He might be a company owner.
Who knows? Who knows? You have to just tune in tomorrow.
Turk's making a special appearance. You heard
There
it here
you
first,
go.
folks.
Yeah, I'll get my suit on and be an investor and totally not die. 'Cause that's definitely not what happens to business-aligned characters in horror movies. But speaking of people almost definitely going to die at some point, we have our Beyond the Undergrowth on Tuesday, which again features our friend Proper here.
I said you can't get rid of me. I'm just here nonstop.
You can't stop him. He's in everything.
I'm everywhere. I know all.
I mean, we're glad to have you. And I mean, last session had a whole lot of dinosaurs and special seasonal quests. So, you know, it's gonna be another trip to Jolt, and it's gonna be a great time, honestly. And following that, we have our first Curse of Strahd series, Darkest Night, Brightest Light, which is, of course, they are now heading to find the wonderful Wizard of Wine. They're off to see him. They're off to see the wonderful Wizard of Wine. And they are recovering from a big fight. They have turned a corner somewhat. They started the I'd say the new chapter of their adventure last time as confirmed by Corndog on stream. It's going to be exciting to see what they do now in this new space with this new growth that they've all had in character. I mean, it's going to be great. I mean, if you thought Last HP was creepy in Top Shelf, you're gonna love what he does as a DM. And then following up on that, Heck, do you want to talk to us about what's gonna happen on Thursday?
We're gonna die the old bitey. That's it. That's the episode.
Yeah, you thought Heck was gonna live the longest as the host.
Nope.
It's gonna be me.
It ain't me. It ain't me. Help. Someone help. Please.
Chat will be there.
Bits.
Bring your bits. Bring your bits. Bring your donations. Bring your good tables.
We need help.
Chat clerics.
I can only heal so much. I'm through it.
I think it's going to be a great time. Personally, I have so greatly enjoyed all the adventures of the Fam Squad, and just all the wacky things you guys get up to. And you found the plot, it seems, and we're just gonna have to see what happens next. It's gonna be a stressful jump right into combat. So if you're a big fan of D&D combat and the stress that it induces in characters and post afterward, because again, the beautiful thing about continuing campaigns is you get to talk about how that fucked you up. So clear out your
Master's been starting this campaign and fucked up. She's so stressed, guys. She is baby. She actually is baby.
She's
19.
Please help the small.
Yes, please. $1 can help save a small. Just
Please,
$1.
we need it.
Just pennies a
Just
day.
$1.
Just pennies a day can help change this D&D group's life. In the arms of Tiamat.
We're gonna get DMCA. Stop it.
No. 6 seconds is fine. Take a seat at the bat table. No. Anyway, that is a wonderful thing. And speaking about games that Niffer is in, we will not stop.
You're not even wrong.
Cold Hands, Warm Hearts returns on Friday for another trip to the cold tundras and the home realm of Old Bitey. Hopefully his evil can be contained to a single week. And hopefully by that point we'll have worked some sort of deal out. Or while he is distracted in his campaign preparations, we can send an elite squad of hamsters in to save Tyrant. We're training them as we speak. Don't worry, folks.
Snickers is in charge.
Snickers is obviously the head
She's
trainer.
just gonna sleep. I feel like that's such a bad idea.
A perfect role. But yeah, that is obviously another really great Last HP Hero campaign. Again, you saw him as a player on Top Shelf, and if you were like, hey, that dude's pretty good. He has 2 campaigns this coming week, so please tune in. He does an amazing job, and our Frost Maiden game is an absolute banger and super fun to experience. But then we get to Saturday, and guys, I'm already tired. I have 2 shows to do on Saturday.
Turk, you don't get to sleep.
No.
I don't.
No sleep.
There's no
sleep when your character is dead.
Literally, though.
I mean,
I might take you up on that if I die. But with our second Curse of Starlight group, Dark Echoes, we're in the Death House. And
the house.
Oh, I'm sorry. As everyone on stream said, hey, are they in the house? Is this the house?
House?
Is this the house, everybody? Are they in the house?
From within the house.
Tell me. Is it the house?
Is it the house? But it is the house. And our member of our group, not naming names, Cole, but or should I say in character, not naming names, Colin. Someone touched something, and now we all might die. So a second game where hopefully you bring your bits and your good tables, and also Dev, stay away. Because I know you want to guest star and take people's spots, but guess what, Dev? If a character dies, I'm writing a new one. Die angry. I'll die angry too in character. Anyway, it should be really fun. That is run by the ever wonderful Lukalok. And my face will be there. So if you were like, hey, 55 below 0, that chick knows how to write a character. Wait till she runs a goddamn campaign. Also, she was running Harper's. So if you saw Harper's and were like, hey, that's some fine campaigning you're doing there. Yeah, I'm already spooked. And there's been one session.
Spook, very wow.
Very wow. It should be really fun. And then a double header on our wonderful DMs as we head into the night. That night we have the return of the Bard's Refrain, which was that thing I was making with song references earlier. And this is a session run by the wonderful Osarax Franco, that apparently since the inception of this one shot that became an ongoing campaign, she has been planning, which is both concerning and very exciting. Concerned as a player, excited as a human being. It is an absolutely amazingly fun cast to play around with and just have a great time. And we'll see how the lack of sleep, it will either throw me fully into character or fully out of it. Who knows? Flip a coin now.
Flip a coin.
But Bootstrap is a very fun person to settle into, and the shenanigans. I wouldn't say we're a full shenanigans group. I feel like we have too much of a serious pang to just be full shenanigans, but it is going to be great to see what Sarah has been planning this whole time. Very concerning, but very fun. So yeah, and then of course, you also have to keep it locked to see what the song references this week. As a reminder, there is a little bit of a competition to see who can get it first, players or chat, or if no
Just
one
pride.
gets it, or
That's all it
it's all
is.
pride. But
It's
to be
all
fair,
pride.
if the players get it, they do get inspiration. And then of course, Sunday we are right back here giving you the good news about Total Party Recap as we as we talk about all the amazing things that are going to happen next week, and just breaking it down for another wonderful module week. Again, we will have Tyrant back because we are
Sending the hamsters in.
we're sending the hamsters in as we speak. The updates are ongoing, but we'll keep everyone posted. Gosh, I it's just like looking at the rest of this month. There is so much to be excited about. But I can't talk about it yet till next week. Gosh. Okay. But yeah, I mean, if anyone, let's see, do we get any questions from chat? Oh boy. Yeah.
I get one question. It was, is it the house?
It is the house. It is that for now. All right. I want you all to go. Everyone who's watching this now, if you are watching on Saturday, you say you want to ask, hey, is this the house? You tell them yes. That's it. You don't tell them that this is the second session of a new campaign. Hey, thank you so much for doing it. You just put yes in the chat. Then you link the Discord. Because that's what we do. Official memorandum is yes, Discord link.
Just join. Just see the chaos.
Join.
Join us.
But yeah, this week promises to be another absolutely so much fun week, guys. Fucking love TPK. I don't, this is not, yes, exactly. Thank you, Al. But also make sure those are separate messages, otherwise the bot isn't going to link. Very important. Second memorandum to the previous memorandum. 2 separate messages. First message, yes. Second message, ! Discord. But yeah, to get back into my feelings, yeah, it's going to be another amazing week because TPK is amazing. Thank you all for continuing to put out amazing content to just enjoy. And yeah, I don't know what happened at last HP, but I'm concerned. Oh no.
HP.
Hi.
Not the shoe.
Again, HP.
My
Are
shoe
you
and garbage
okay?
disposal. Sir.
Oh no! You know what he was trying to do? He's trying to put his foot on the counter. It went in the sink, and now there's a shoe in the garbage disposal. This is bad. It's gotten out of hand, guys. I'm calling a ceasefire. Okay, we gotta stop.
We have casualties. It's gotta
before
stop.
someone else gets hurt. Okay.
I regret starting this.
I already did. We gotta stop.
We will never stop. We will never stop. I just thought I was speaking through the phone.
Oh no.
Isn't that weird? But again, I guess if you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't worry about it. When with that,
try putting our feet on it.
Yeah, try putting your feet on it. Anyway, with that,
I'm so lost.
I think with everyone being equally lost and just gone at this point, it is the perfect time to start our sign off. So, heck, if that's all right, I'll start and we'll wrap our way around back to you again.
Yeah. That's okay.
Hey everybody, my name has and will continue to be Turk for the foreseeable future. I am on Twitch occasionally, very, very rarely, once in a blue moon as Turk accented, Turk with an accent, and then on Twitter at Turk accented because of character limits and other things. But hey, I enjoyed this so much. I want to thank our two guests, Proper and Meg, for joining us today. It was an absolute joy to have you both on. And just an absolutely amazingly special week of TBK, and with more to come. It is incredible. Just to be able to sit here and have so much to talk about. So I'm very excited. And you know, I'm wishing the best to our brave agents and the brave agent interns in the field, recovering our lost host. Wishing you all a wonderful rest of your weekend, and a even better week till we see you next time. Over to you, Proper.
I have been ProperNerdy, the not eponymous, and you can catch me in Destroyer of the Worlds, Beyond the Undergrowth, Sherlock, Harper's, Roundhouse, too many things. More excitingly, if you enjoyed what you saw on Friday, catch us on Friday, February 5th for the next Proper Parlor Games. I'm not sure who we will be playing with or what we will be playing, but you will make sure you follow our Twitter so you can get that information when it becomes available. I cannot talk. I've been talking for the last 5 hours. I've lost it now. But I hope you enjoyed this last week of programming, and I hope you enjoy the next one. Over to you, Meg.
Are you proud of me, Nif? I tried to put my foot on the fireplace. It didn't go very well.
Attempt failed. Oh no.
I started this, I will finish it.
What have we done?
I've been MeggMysteria. It has been fun coming in and sowing chaos with you guys. You can catch me. You can catch me here on Twitch underneath MeggMysteria. I sometimes stream games. I might be streaming Resident Evil tomorrow morning, but I will definitely be back here tomorrow night on TPK to stream Destroyer Worlds for you guys. But following that, I'm not in anything else this week. After that, I'll be in Singularity and Top Shelf. So I will see you guys then.
Perfect.
All right, it me, Sir Heckalot, keeper of Snickers, you know.
Her.
And she's so mad at me. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
But she's like, you woke me up just
Oh,
to show me
grumpy.
off on stream. How could you do this to me? But yeah, you can find me at Sir Heckalot on Twitter and in our wonderful Discord and all of that. You will see me, of course, next week on here. I'm in Queen's Gambit every other Thursday. I'm in This Coming Harper's, which is further off this month, but that's going to be super fun.
We can't talk about other stuff.
Well, I'm going to.
Too bad.
Damn it.
Bad.
I don't have the
'cause
control.
I'm in a disparate amount of things. It's not regular except for these. And then actually on the 22nd, now that we have rescheduled that date, I will be in the one shot where we play The World Broke, a TTRPG that is kind of an ode to the dumpster fire that was 2020. So definitely check that one out. I'm super excited to be playing in that. So be ready. Other than that, I think that wraps everything up.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you everyone for joining us. It has been an absolute delight to have our guests on and to have you here with us to talk about just TPK things.